it's Fran from Cotton and Joey, and today I'm going to show you how to sew an orange peel block. As you can see here, I have my orange peel and my arch piece. And same as the quarter circle or drunkard's path, I like to crease mine for markings. And the way I do that is I take my orange peel and fold it in half like so and press right here. And then I take my arch piece, fold it in half this way and press right here. And if I'm sewing multiple orange peel blocks at the same time, I go ahead and press all of them so that way I can chain piece all of them. So once they're marked, I lay them down like this, and then I take my arch piece and put it right sides together with my orange peel, and I line up my creases, and then I also make sure that this corner right here lines up with the crease at the other side. You really want to make sure that you don't want to have this type of situation where the creases match here, but then it's off up here. You want to make sure that everything is nice and squared. And once you got them just right, I like to go ahead and take a pin and pin them here right at the crease in the middle. And then I take this tail of my arch and pin it with the very top up here. I don't pin up here all the time, but definitely when I'm getting started. So there we go. And then I don't pin down here at the bottom, but you definitely can if you wish to. So once I have those two pinned, I take this over to my foot, to my machine, and drop down my foot. And if your machine has a speed feature, go ahead and make sure that it's at the half speed. Or if it doesn't have that feature, be mindful of sewing slowly, especially if it's your first time sewing curves, because it makes it a lot easier. So once I have my orange peel here, I go ahead and kind of tug on this onto my orange peel piece. It's laying flat. And then on the arch, I go ahead and slide this down with my fingers so that the edges of the fabric are all lining up. Like so. And then I take this in a couple of stitches. If I wasn't using the pin, I would take in the couple of stitches and then line up my fabrics down here. And then I go ahead and sew this. And once I get to the pin, I stop and grab the other tail end. And a lot of times I like to go ahead and take off this pin, and it makes it a little easier to maneuver this last half into position. And if you're having troubles, you can go ahead and pin down here, which is what I'm going to do right now. And once again, you want to make sure to tuck this down so that the orange peel piece is laying down straight, and then kind of tug this fabric down so that it's all laying up nice and straight. And so. And the entire time, what you're looking for while sewing this curve is making sure that your two fabrics are lining up, and then the edge of both of your fabrics is lining up with the edge of your 1/4 inch foot. You take your pins out, and for pressing this, I like to lay my orange peel down, and then I open this up and press like so. So here's the orange peel after I press this first arch that we just sewed onto it. And before I sew the second arch onto it, I have to trim the extra fabric on it. So I'm going to take my ruler, and in this case I'm trimming it to 5 inches. So I'm going to place my ruler and match my 5-inch markings with the edges, with the corners of my orange peel, and I'm going to make sure that I'm leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both ends. And then I'm going to take my rotary cutter and cut the top, the side, and the top off. And now I'm going to take this to my machine and sew this arch onto it. So now I have my orange peel here with the first arch sewn onto it and pressed and trimmed, and it's time to sew the second arch, and it's the same steps as the first one. So I'm going to take this arch and lay it down, matching creases and making sure that the corner is matching up with the crease up here. I'm going to pin this right here. And I'm going to show you now without pinning this top one. So to do that, I line it up, and then while holding it together, holding them together, I drop my foot, and then I do a couple of stitches in, and then I tug this down to make sure that my orange peel is laying down flat, and then I line up my fabric. Like so. And once my fabric's all lined up and it's everything lining up with my 1/4 inch foot, I go ahead and start sewing. And once again, once I get to the pin, I go ahead and remove that, and then I line up this second half of the curve. And again, you can use a pen here or just kind of hold them together with your fingers, and you want to slide this down until the orange peel piece of fabric is laying down flat, I'm sorry. This one's giving me trouble. So here we go, laying down flat. Tuck the top fabric down. Hopefully you can see my fingers are in the way, and sew. Cut your threads, and once again we are going to press this going that way. And trimming, it's the same way we did with the previous step, but I'll go ahead and show you that again. Okay, so I have my orange peel here, and I've just sewn this second curve here like I just showed you, and I've gone ahead and pressed this the same way I did on this one. So pressing towards the arch, and everything's nice and flat. And this this trim, it's a little bit easier because you have the straight edge on this bottom curve, on this bottom arch, I mean. So you're going to take your ruler, line up the 5-inch with a straight edge of the first arch, and then the second thing you want to make sure of is that you're leaving that 1/4 inch seam allowance here again. So the 5-inch mark, it's down here, and then you have a 1/4 inch here and a 1/4 inch here. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim the excess off the second arch. And sometimes in order to line that up, you have a little bit extra on this one again. So I just like to make sure and double check that. So there was a little extra. So here we go. A perfect 5-inch by 5-inch orange peel that it's ready to get sewn into a lemon.